Welcome to Vitalify Unplugged. You're listening to your hosts, Gry and Steph.
In this podcast, we talk about everything health and well-being, science and technology, and ancient wisdom.
This is for the quirky humans navigating the messy middle, looking for the path to true vitality.
It's for the curious minds and tired bodies looking for clarity, energy, and inspiration that works your way. All right. So, Steph, what do you think are the signs of when your gut actually needs some loving?
Well, I mean, there's two main kind of signals that I would listen to, and one is obviously the physical one. Like if you're feeling bloated or gassy or really uncomfortable, in pain, right? Yeah, like and I don't know if you've ever experienced really, I mean, yeah, IBS, obviously you've experienced severe gut pain, right? Like it hurts, like you double over. I mean, that's an extreme signal that something's not right. But I mean, if you sort of backtrack a bit and go what comes before that, they're kind of signals if we tune in, and potentially the emotional connections to that is like maybe you're super irritable, maybe you're like in stress mode and overwhelmed, you know what I mean? Like, or you're feeling a bit low in yourself. So, the physical and the emotional, I believe, and there's research now that shows that. Obviously, even in this gut mind connection guy, like he's
Are
saying,
you getting a commission from this dude or what?
No, but maybe I should, right?
Maybe you
If
should.
you're listening, my name's Stephanie.
But I think there's another physical sign as well. I'm not sure how it works, but I just noticed yesterday because I went to a wonderful long lunch on Saturday. 4 hours of eating and drinking and basically raising $50,000 for charity. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But because it was unusual food for me, my gut was a bit uneasy. So this was on Saturday. Yesterday was Sunday, and my gut was a bit uneasy, and I felt so tired. I just wanted to go to bed. I don't sleep during the day, right? I wanted to go and have a nap. I didn't. But maybe I should have, because that's what we started with at the beginning as well, right? But yeah, my partner went and had a nap. Even asked if I wanted to have a nap too, and I'm going, yeah, no, I'm working on my book. So
I mean, for example, in those situations, if I have alcohol and I know, I enjoy a bit of alcohol, but even if I just have that little bit over 4 glasses, I had 4 glasses the other night, which is, anything over that is considered binge drinking. Did you know that? Yeah, anything over 4 standard glasses.
I've done a bit of that in my life, I think, especially during student days.
Right, and only 4 drinks. Bloody hell! But even
they're standard drinks too. They're not drinks; they're standard drinks.
Right? But my gut after alcohol it takes me a good 2 days to get my gut health back on track, and I am definitely sleepy, irritable, and moody.
Yeah. Anyway,
so there's signs, right? There's signs.
Yeah. And all of these signs that we can all feel, but we kind of go, well, I do anyway. I just go away, but they're so common. And I think, I don't know if they're more common in women than in men, but I think that women notice their body a little bit more than men often, right? And because we are also navigating different things than men are often, juggling a million things in parallel, and stress, hormones, midlife shifts, especially women over 35, 40, if you can say, and burnout, because there's so much on us. So, but it's not normal to feel like this all the time, right?
No, exactly. And I guess that's the point too. Like if it going over the threshold of, I know that I had 4 drinks on Friday night and my gut's not happy on Saturday, but then it sort of slowly recovers at least by Monday. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not as
But
quick as it
do
used
you
to be.
really want to ruin your Sunday with that, or
But
Saturday? Yeah.
I ask myself that every time, but whatever. Um, so,
So
but
it's interesting
it's
though
the
because it's
consistent. The
yeah, yeah,
difference is the consistency of it.
yeah.
And I'm curious, Gry, about that test you were talking about
Oh yeah,
before,
yeah, yeah.
whether that might be a really helpful tool, because it's really uncomfortable to do a poo stall or go get like bloods drawn out. You know what I mean? Like, so
You don't really
I
want to be doing that every time you've had 4 drinks, right?
no way. But I mean, you don't really want to be testing all the time anyway. But
No.
if it's something that's persistent and consistent and it's
Yeah, yeah.
not, you can't pinpoint it, that's where this test
Uh,
might, I mean, I don't know much about it, but I'm
no, no.
curious. Curious.
Well,
Tell me
it's
more
only
about it.
just come
What do
out,
you know?
right? It's only yeah. What do I know? It's only just come out, so I'm slowly trying to get my head around it because it's not something I've thought a lot about. It's something that the health professionals do, right? So you go to the doctor, or you go to the what are they called, the DNA specialists and things like that, do a full gut test, and it's comprehensive and it's really expensive as well to get it done and get a
Mm.
plan and all that sort of stuff. But I had a quick look at all the data that they provided, and I threw it into ChatGPT and I asked it to tell it to me in plain English or in layman's terms or whatever it's
Mm.
called nowadays. So what it does, it doesn't just measure what's in your gut, but it actually looks at how well your gut and your body are working together. So not just looking at what you have in your gut, but how that actually
But
functions in a way.
are you saying but it's not a proper blood test, right? Like it's a finger prick blood test.
It's like a finger prick test. It's like a
Like a
diabetes
glucose. Yeah.
glucose test. Yes, yes,
Mm.
that
Mm.
sort of stuff. And I haven't done this one yet, but I do the omega-3 test, and it's really, really easy. I always pick this finger on my left hand because I'm right-handed, but it doesn't really do anything. Put a couple of drops on it, send it off, results come back, and it tells you a lot about the health. And I put a lot of research into it behind the scenes, I think. So what they measure a key compound that's called IPA. I don't even know if I can pronounce this. Indole 3 propionic acid, that's made by healthy gut bacteria, which shows how well your gut barrier is holding up and how much antioxidant protection your system actually has. So it's
Mm.
measuring how it's functioning rather than just what you've got in there. And
Yeah.
in short, it tells you what your gut is doing for you, not just what's inside. And so it's a simple blood test instead of that messy stuff. Cleaner, more consistent, and more reflective of what actually happens. And I guess I usually do that colon cancer test, so know all
Oh
about
yeah.
that
Mm.
every few
Mm.
years.
Mm.
The science looks like it's pretty rock solid. And it's done by an accredited lab that uses advanced technology. And it's already been tested on thousands of people, and you can actually retest after 120 days. So this is a test that you could do at home or with your friend or
Mm.
with me
Yeah.
on Zoom, if you like, I guess. But it is built by a global team, I think, of scientists and health experts who have spent years refining the method to make it reliable. So it's kind of
Gonna be interesting.
to me, it's really interesting. I can't wait
Yeah,
to try it. So I mean, I'll put my order in already,
I'm gonna
but
try it.
good. But I think it comes in addition. I mean, it's not going to be something you do every day, right? But
No,
it
no,
tells
no.
you something about what you could be doing and how it's functioning. So
I
I think
guess
just having that result there, yeah.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If they
Mm.
send you a baseline and then you do engage with, like you do the bloods, and then if whatever you do to rectify or address
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
whatever their output of information is, and then
yeah,
you adjust your behaviors and your diet and
yeah,
your
yeah.
things,
And I
and then
think
you
the Xenos,
retest,
yeah, yeah,
that's
that's true.
you've got a
Yeah, yeah,
marker of the in
yeah,
between, like what's working and what's not
yeah.
working. you
yeah.
become your own scientist, your own
Let's not go there. Let's not become health practitioners, all of us. But I think translating it into I guess plain English, plain language that we can all understand, and not overcomplicating it. I did actually get a full DNA test a few couple of years back, and there was so much information. I was like, yeah, what? And all these charts and things, and I could read it, but I'm like, but I
mm,
don't know what it means. What does that actually mean? Oh, you're
mm,
fructose intolerant, and I'm going, yeah, and I like my
what
apples,
if,
right?
yeah.
So what do I
Yeah,
have to do?
yeah,
So
yeah,
so I think it's to me that's where it we're getting power into our own hands in a way, right?
yeah,
In that we can test, we can look at it, we can go, okay, these are the changes I want to do. But if I look at it, the similar thing with the balance oil, the
yeah,
omega-3 supplements, which I have been using, and the test there, that was kind of really interesting because I know how to measure it, and it went down to well within the what you call it, recommended range within 120 days.
So you're
So I
saying with
see
this
that.
gut test, they'll do something similar, as in you do your test, you take a range of the supplements for
Yep,
a certain time, and then you retest, and you can
yep,
see how it's adjusted. But
yep,
what they're actually pinpointing is what it is in your
yep,
gut that needs to rebalance
yep,
to be more
yep.
efficient in its metabolism of
Yeah, and
digestion.
it'll be different what other people need, and that's why. So Zinzi now has a prebiotic that they
Mm,
use,
mm.
that they recommend. Might not be the thing for you. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and she said, I'm already taking probiotics. I said, okay, you do that. Good.
But this is an
But test it
interesting
out,
point. But this is an
Yeah.
interesting point because
Pro versus pre.
yeah, I think the
Yeah.
science is kind of starting to, we kind of know a lot about probiotics, but I think what we're starting to hear is the
Yeah.
prebiotic
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
actually addressing the diversity
Yeah. Yeah.
of the microbiome, and in the microbiome there's like gazillion. That's exaggerating. There's
100 million or something. Was it trillion?
yeah,
I don't know.
different bacteria, and
Yeah.
half are good and half are bad. And
Yeah.
you don't want to wipe out all of them because they kind of work together. So the idea is that you're feeding the good ones what they need, and that there's that really incredible analogy about sitting at a table and the
Like in a sushi restaurant,
sushi
sushi train.
trains going
Yeah.
around, and
Yeah.
the first person in the line is waiting for the doesn't like the first one that comes out, but the
That's
person up
coming
the
for.
road, 3 seats
I,
up, is waiting for that one. So that's kind of how the bacteria work in your gut,
yeah.
and I thought that was a really incredible
It's a
visual.
really good analogy. It's kind of oh, okay, so this microbiome doesn't need that thing; it'll just pass it through, right? And so we'll post the link to that video
I think that would
in
be
the
it was
notes.
that's
Yeah,
a great
yeah,
video to
yeah,
help explain the gut microbiota and why prebiotics is different to probiotics,
yeah,
and how that can sort of get in front of the game
yeah,
on the inflammation and the disruption of the gut microbiota,
yeah,
because that could be what's influencing the bloating, the brain fog,
yeah,
the
yeah.
irritability, or whatever. So it's quite fascinating. That's a
I
fascinating
think, yeah.
advancement.
So in simple terms, I think the way I understand it, right? Probiotics, it kind of replaces, augments your, or replaces your microbiota, biome, whatever, and the prebiotics actually feeds your natural um, um, gut things, right?
And I think the other point is that they're talking about how we need a diverse range of fiber. And the
Mm,
fiber that is kind of what's been missing in the new modern diet because of the ultra processed foods, whereas
mm,
fibers coming from a range of different things that we used to gnaw on
mm,
out in the forest and that's what our bodies had evolved to nourish the bacteria inside with. And I guess now modern food is less of that. So how do we address our gut problems is, well, this prebiotics is developed with this array of fiber that is now missing from our diet. So that feeds those the different bacteria that need it.
Yeah.
And the right
and
ones.
Exactly. But I also think there are things that we can do in our natural life. You don't have to jump on this. You don't have to do anything. But there are some, I guess, other gut healing rituals that we could do. Like, for example, starting the day, starting with daily rituals like morning hydration. Like, I like warm lemon water. I like to go out, or sometimes I use lime. I don't know if that's as good, but I have a lime tree, what I call my Corona tree, but don't tell anyone. So, but
Coronas for breakfast.
Warm water with lime, right? Breathing before eating. How's that like?
Can I just jump in before that though? I mean, yogis, all the the yogis before it became cool, like before yoga became modernized and westernized.
What we know of yoga now.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like these guys were getting up and drinking warm water with lemon. Like that was their way of setting up their digestion for the day and metabolizing. Like these guys knew that back when yoga was evolving. And so that's, what you're saying is something that's now science proven, but also has been established for a very long time in ancient cultures, especially Ayurvedic
it's
traditions.
Interesting because I'm pretty sure that my grandma used to have warm water in the morning, just a cup of warm water in the morning. But I learned about the practice of having warm water while I was working in India, and I was having some deli belly, I guess it's called, or some gut problems. Like, and one of my friends, she goes, "What did she say?" She said, "How about the ancient warm water in the morning?" And I went, okay. And I have practiced it pretty consistently since then, to have a glass of warm water, whether it's with lemon or not, but at least get that cleanse coming through and that sort of stuff. What other things
sorry,
have you been?
I cut off your breathing. I mean, obviously breathing deep breaths, flowing down your breath, regulating your breath, or, tuning in, and again, the yogi practices is to breathe in, hold, and then, breathe out. And so all those types of breathing exercises, which has now become a science of its own, is all connected to the vagus nerve. And so the vagus nerve, as we talked about earlier, is connected to this highway, this exchange between the brain and the gut. So So having that vagus nerve kind of stimulation, but also calming, because you don't want it to be flat. You need it to be sending messages up and back. It needs to be a highway.
And as we said before, 80% of the messages go from the gut to the brain.
Yeah,
80%
via the vagus nerve. So breathing, breath work is a big one. But for me personally, like I kind of have a pretty stable routine. Like I don't necessarily always have warm water with lemon, but I definitely hydrate in the morning, and that's kind of my first port of call. And I do brush my teeth, and I splash cold water for vagus nerve sort of stimulation, which is another yogi. Another yogi practice that I picked up along my way, and then movement and exercise. And I actually fast. I fast until about 11. Although
I can't
it's
do
not
that.
it's not a proper fast because I have 2 coffees. But
you have what?
Coffee, which is
but coffee is okay as long as it's just black coffee.
No, I don't have black coffee. I have milk coffee.
So I, with fasting and things,
right.
I tried intermittent fasting, and I can't
Which
do
is
that.
What I'm doing.
I cannot do the only eat for within an 8-hour thing. However, what I can do is I can go for a full day without eating.
Yeah.
So I fast for a full day rather
Yep.
than the intermittent every day. And I find that sort of clears out things. That's very
And
visual,
I
I guess.
think,
But
that rest and digest, your gut can't be metabolizing it the whole time, because I think that
yeah,
I don't know the exact science on this, but that part is like where you're kind of burning out your
mm,
bacteria, or
yeah.
your digestive cells, because they're not getting a rest. So it's like rest and digest is kind of a bit of a mantra
It's really
that's
interesting. So
worthwhile embracing,
my mom and dad always have an afternoon nap. They lie down on the sofa, and they like this is since I was a
Spanish
child.
siesta after lunch,
Yeah,
right?
siesta. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. And every day, and they still. So it's good. I've never picked up that habit. I don't know about my siblings, but um, that's where it is. I guess the other thing we have touched on very briefly is like the emotional inflammation, gut and emotional wellness that we touched on briefly before. So I don't know if we need to go into that in more detail, but if you've had a big emotional thing, you actually store the stress in your gut as well.
Mm.
It's really, uh,
I find
shame,
when
people pleasing, all of them live in your gut. And we've all
I
done a lot of that.
yeah, right. And I know when I'm in busy mode, super busy mode, and I'm stressed, I don't eat and I lose weight. But and unintentionally, and I'm always like looking for ways to always look a bit better and feel a bit better about my body and my shape and what have you. But ultimately, if I'm stressed, I don't eat, but and then when I do eat, I eat the wrong things, and it all comes out in my skin.
Mm. Yeah.
And I really work hard on trying to balance what works for my body. And like we've talked about this before as well, what works for your body won't necessarily work for my body. But what I have found that works for my body at this point in this season of my
Mm.
life is the fasting, is incorporating a little morning routine
Mm.
ritual. And I
Yep.
forgot
Yep.
to mention, after my movement and exercise, I work with CBD oil. I work with the Zenzino balance oils, and I even have an apple cider vinegar shot, which there's some suggestion that it's better to have with warm water, but I just like shot it. And so I'm like, I
So,
look
but
like
that apple cider
tequila
vinegar.
shots for breakfast, but it's oil.
But that's probably in. So it could be lemon lime. It could be apple vinegar
Mm.
cider thing. That sort of stuff. So it could be a few different things that we deal with it. But yeah, um,
But
yeah.
the somatic stuff is really interesting. I'm not an expert in it, but I definitely have been tuning into a bit of tapping,
Mm, mm,
tap,
mm, mm.
tapping and shoulder
Yeah.
in guided meditations and releasing blocks. That's definitely something. And in my morning routine, I often do a bit of like shaking or a bit of qigong, where you're
Bit
like
of
just moving.
dancing.
And
Dancing is
then, yeah,
good.
yeah. So, I mean, anything, and for me, it's different things at different times, and just knowing what
Yeah.
I need when I need it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's taken practice to get to this point, and a lot of self learning and unlearning.
Mm. And
And it will probably change in about 2 years.
but what I think is, and I do want to, I'll probably mention this every time we're on doing a recording, because I think it's really, really important to not get upset if we don't follow our routines every day, right? So
No,
I think
yeah.
that kindness needs to be the lead thing that we do here. So I do qigong most mornings, and I do my exercise most mornings. I have my hot water most mornings,
Mm.
but I don't beat myself up if I don't do it, because that's not going to do any good for anybody, right? It's not going to be, it's not going to make me do it more often if I feel shame or, let's say, oh, I can't even
Guilt,
do this.
guilt,
Guilt,
guilt.
right?
Oh my God.
It's not going to make me do it, right? So
Yeah.
I'd rather go, okay, well, I didn't do it today, but that's okay. But I am loving my new mantra that I'm doing. Thank you very much, Mel Robbins.
Yeah, good.
Every morning, yeah.
Daily mantras.
Yeah. Today is going to be a great day.
Cool things are happening to me today.
This is true. Well, are we doing the same one? I think.
So you think we should wrap it all up?
Yeah,
Gry,
let's do
and
it. Let's do it.
pull it all
Let's do
together.
it.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's do that, and we might pop out a couple of little
Down below.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what are we saying today? Gut health isn't punishment; it's a relationship with your brain.
I've been getting into relationships. Like
You have.
different. I'm into relationships. Not just human to human relationships. Like, and this conversation is sparking. What is my relationship with my gut microbiota and those millions of bacteria? So we're gonna have a chat.
Hundreds of millions, right? But some of the things that we can do is try it today. Breathe before your next meal.
Yeah, and after.
And after, have a rest.
Have a rest. Let it digest.
Gut-loving food. I don't know what's. I mean, we need more fibers in our food, right?
Yeah,
but
and
the right fibers.
A diverse range of fibers. So
yeah.
and preferably like raw and not anything bought or processed. Which, not to say that you don't eat that, but just make sure you incorporate a lot of fruit and veggies and grains and wholesome food. Like, I mean, I don't think we don't know that, but it's just a reminder that it's try and do it more often.
I'll just a little segue as we wrap up. But when I got that full DNA test, and they told me that I was fructose intolerant, okay. Well, what? I can't have fruit, right?
Is that real? You can't have fruit.
Well, I have to watch the fruits, and it's just a signal and things. But I was just going, well, there was a seed of doubt in my mind, and I'm like, can I have apples? Can I not have apples? Can I have, what can I have instead? so it's just an awareness of it. But I found it almost got me less healthy eating. Yeah, I do have a lot of fruit, not so much fruit, but a lot of vegetables. So I made up for it in vegetables. But yeah, it's
my favorite's broccoli. Our gut health. I love broccoli.
We're gonna wrap this up. I love broccolini. Broccolini is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do it. What's our next episode? Our next episode is around brain fog, which you may think we've heard about before, but that was brain rot, right? Now it's brain fog, and everything between the heaven and earth, right? What is it? Let's see. Brain fog. Sync your hormones like your calendar, it says. I don't know if it's just hormones that affect our brain fog, but we'll see. We'll see. Can't wait.
Explore. It's all interrelated. It's all interconnected. Yeah. Well, thanks,
so
Gry.
It is. Thank you.
We'll put some links in the show notes and put some things in there for people to explore a bit more. But yeah, the brain and the gut, they're connected. Find out how yours works.
There's a highway.
There's a highway. And we would love to hear from anyone if they've got some experiences or any other wisdom that adds to this and builds to the conversation. So.
Yep. Oops.
Okay. Yep.
Something crashed. See ya.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on Vitalify Unplugged. If your gut's talking, are you listening? So if this sparks something, share it, follow us, and drop us a message. We're all about gut wisdom, messy truths, and feeling good from the inside out. And we look forward to seeing you next time.